Looks.
The Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show. Here we go.
We're back. Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning. I'm stoked to be here with y'all.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the chat. Already loaded, man. We already got the chat cracking. So go ahead and jump in the chat. Big shout outs to our guy, Justin. He follows us with everything we do. We appreciate you so much over here, Who-Bangin, Justin.
Brother.
But yes, sir. So before we do anything on the show, man, just a little new something I'm gonna do for the rest of the season. So first show of every sport, man, we gotta dedicate this show to our guy Teese, man, because you know our guy Teese is here with us and would love to be here with us. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to Teese. Rest in peace. Let's get this thing going. Where we gonna go to first, man? We only can go one place first, which is Ireland. Here we go, guys. Yes, Florida State at Georgia Tech in Ireland, going down in less than 30 minutes. Last when I did this, tracked it was 10 and a half. I seen it jump to 11, 10 and a half. It was all the way up at 13 and a half when we gave out the show, Weinstein and I, and the over unders at 55 and a half. I'm pretty sure that's probably dropped down some too by now. Let me take a look at it. Yep, 54 and a half with a 10. So it's just steadily climbing down. BigRagoo, how does all this points go moving around? What's going on with the money side of this thing?
There's a lot of hype, on this game because number one, it's the first game of the season, so it's going to naturally draw the action coming in because people are just chomping at the bit to get down on some football, right? As all of us are. But don't get too excited too early because it's a long season, guys. A long season. But the betting markets are showing, some of the money coming back, on Georgia Tech, and a lot of guys I know kind of lean Georgia Tech's way a little bit. Me, I'm gonna tip my hat early on, towards the end of the segment. We'll talk about what side we're going to be on. But as far as, the action goes, it's going to be a heavily played game back and forth. That's why we're seeing the numbers tip up, tip back a little bit, total wise, side wise. So, and rightfully so, you've got a great matchup here. You got a lot of returning talent coming back on the Georgia Tech side. Brent Key is one of my favorite coaches. I was talking to my son, who is an FSU alum, by the way, and a lot of his friends are over there drinking Guinness, drinking Jameson right now, partying it up, having a good time. And ESPN, the team they like to hate late in the season, you can thank Florida State for bringing your sorry asses over to Ireland and getting you guys a couple shots of Jameson yourselves. But I'm not going to hate on ESPN today. Did enough of that last year. But talent-wise, Georgia, Haynes King, they bring back 4 offensive linemen. Brent Key himself, he's a Georgia Tech alum. He's been up and down the block. It's his 3rd year. He's an All-American player himself. He's coached up some big-time offensive lines over at Alabama and UCF, head coaching position he has here. I like really what he's done with this program. I think, their weakness has been on the defensive side, which when we did this show about a month ago, we talked about how they brought some guys in the portal, kind of step up a little bit here. But FSU, they go out and get DJU from former Clemson, out west quarterback coming back home basically to the ACC. He was kind of like the bridesmaid for FSU. They really wanted to get Cam Ward. He went to Miami. But, he's going to be capable, and they're loaded. I watched Saban talk about them the other day. The offensive line is going to be ticking really good. He's not going to have Jordan Travis speed. He's more of a pocket presence type of guy, downfield type guy. But if you give him time, he's going to be dangerous. And I think the offensive line is going to be a little bit better this year for FSU than they were last year. And I like what FSU is bringing to the table. A lot of people are, underestimating FSU. This year you're going to have 12 teams in the college playoffs. They're already kind of eyeing the playoffs up, match up with them Mississippi late in the season. But today, I kind of lean. I like points today, guys. Even though I'm going to be contrarian, I think the points are going down, but I'm going to lean towards the over here, guys. Hard and heavy. I think we'll see fireworks early. I know usually defense are ahead of the offense, but in this game here, Florida State's one weakness will be down the field in the defensive back. So I like the over here.
Nice. BigRagoo on the over right there. So, Wine Time, what do you think about why is this money moving around? What's going on in the game right here? Where you at with this Georgia Tech Florida State thing right here?
Yes, sir. It was just a couple weeks ago we broke this game down. The line was 13 and a half, and we're seeing it down to a 10 and a half right now. A lot of people got in early on Georgia Tech. I think more of the sharper bettors. I wouldn't personally take a Georgia Tech side at plus 10 and a half right now. I think it's dropped way too many points. You've lost all the value if you actually wanted to get it in. I'm even seeing it at 10 at some spots. It's just going down. And you look at the market in this one, it's very interesting. I thought from what I've been seeing online, a lot of people that I follow, a lot of just people in general have been saying Georgia Tech. What, kind of got me scared a little bit. Take a look at the market, though, and it's telling us otherwise if it's the correct information. It's telling us about 32% of, I think it's 32% of bets, 34% of money. Very much contrarian in this one. And, and it's moving in the right direction if you are a Georgia Tech bettor. If you got that plus 13, you love to see that it's down to a plus 10 and a half right now. On the other side, though, Florida State, let's just talk about these teams a little bit, kind of like BigRagoo touched on them. Mike Norvell hit the portal head on offensively. He grabbed a couple receivers, one from Bama, Malik Benson. This guy's already wide receiver number one. Expect big things from this guy and DJU. They've been practicing a lot this offseason together. Camaraderie is already there with the two. So I definitely see an edge with Malik Benson, DJU. Then you look who else they got. That guy, Roydell Williams, I believe his name is from, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have it written down right here. It's from Bama. Ground and pound kind of back. This guy's going to be very much the bell cow in this system. And, I think it's going to be a run first system because you got the two running backs. You got the backup over there, too, who can also run. And then you got DJU, who's pretty good with his legs, too, when he's got space to run. BigRagoo touched on a little bit more. Jordan Travis a little bit more speedier. DJU does have the better arm. If you look at his stats from last year, 20 yards beyond, definitely rated higher than Jordan Travis. DJU doesn't like to necessarily throw the deep ball too much, but when he does, he definitely has a more successful rate at it. I think it's going to be a good game. It opened up at a 13, which I thought was too many points. I got in at the Georgia Tech plus 13. I got in again at the plus 12. I gave it out at a plus 12. That's what it was when I gave it out. So I'm going to give it out as a plus 12 right here for Georgia Tech. Also, I'm going to look at the total in this one. Kind of talking about with Boss before here. I think these two teams are going to come out slow. I think playing in Dublin, Ireland, I don't think these guys are going to come out and score right away. And I also think if Georgia Tech wants to stay in this game, they're going to have to run the ball, and they're going to have to control the clock if they want to stay in this game. Do I think Georgia Tech's going to win this game? No, I don't think so. Do they have a chance? 100%. They need time of possession, and they need to control the clock time. They need to score early, and they need to get an early lead so they can just keep running the ball. So this is definitely going to be a smash mouth type of game. I'm stoked that this is the game we have on for week 0. We got a couple other games on, but this is pretty much what has all of our heads turned to today. Looking forward to it. But with that being said, I'm on the under 57. Went up to 56.5 at one point last week. Gave it out on Twitter at 57. I bought up a half point, paid a little juice at minus 120. I just think this is going to be kind of a more lower scoring affair in this one between the two teams because I think they're going to run the ball. So that's what I'm on in this one. I'm on Georgia Tech plus 12 minus the 110 and the under 57 minus the 120. I'm just looking forward to watching some college football, though. I'm really excited for this game. We've got a couple other games today. Don't have the lines up for them, but, I was looking at the prop market a little bit, you know what I mean? A couple things that I did like. I saw the Malik Benson prop was at, let's see here, his longest reception for 22 yards. I definitely like that. And his receiving yards is at 56, juice to minus 120. I'm most likely got nothing official, but I think I'm going to move on that Malik Benson over receiving yards minus 120 right there. But other than that, that's what I got for you guys in this matchup.
There it is right there. So here it is for me, guys. So we talked about this on the other show previously, and a few weeks ago, and I definitely was on Georgia Tech plus the 13 and a half. It's went all the way down. We're at 10 and a half now. Not, I don't, I'm not feeling really the value in the side right here at all. So I didn't put any bet in yet. I mean, I didn't put no side in, but what I found was my sweet spot was the first half under 27 and a half. Both coaches are kind of run based. They even said like with DJ, they're not trying to have him. He doesn't have a great completion percentage, and he can throw some interceptions as well. So they're not trying to have him use his arm too much. So they're gonna definitely start off with the running game and start slow. So we're gonna get some dead time in the first quarter. I was kind of the first quarter was 13 and a half, which was a little risky because just off excitement in the first weeks and all that kind of stuff, they could easily get over that. But 27 and a half for the first half. We with the dead time we're gonna get the two teams figuring each other out. There's a new DC at Georgia Tech, so that's gonna change things a little bit. He's a run stopping defensive coordinator, so that's gonna change things a little bit for Florida State. Florida State, the run has always been the juice. They're planning on protecting the arm of DJ and running the ball for sure with the line they have and everything. That's got to be even if it gets over, it's gonna get over because they ran very well. So they're gonna run the ball for sure. So I'm on the under right there. But what I also did add was Haynes King passing touchdowns over 1.5. Now they did say that this game may open up in the second half, so I will be looking to take um, an over in the second half of this game. So it should open up second half once teams are settled down where they at that good old halftime speech. They hit the field and they start, moving the ball through the air a little bit more and scoring touchdowns. Now Haynes King, he's not even a like mobile dude. Like the only way he can get the ball in the end zone is from passing. And he had 27 touchdowns last year here at Georgia Tech. So I don't see any reason why he can't get over 2 today unless this Florida State defense is just super immaculate. But at the looks of Florida State overall, their biggest setback from last year is that they lost 3 guys in the secondary and on the defensive side that they can't replace like that. So if anything, we're gonna get some love in the air with a couple touchdowns, but Florida State could run it up. DJ has the ability to be a gunslinger and light up the scoreboard. But that was in the Pac-12, so we're in the ACC now. And the ACC previously at Clemson, they kind of shut him down at what he does. So we'll see how DJ adapts today. They plan on not exposing him too much early by using the ball and running. We on that under, and we on gonna go Haynes King over 1.5 passing touchdowns plus 160, baby. What y'all think about that, man?
Yeah, I like it. But like I said, both teams here, the biggest adjustments are coming on the defensive side for both of these guys. Florida State in the secondary and up front for the D line for Georgia Tech. So I mean, I'm gonna say I said fireworks when we talked about our breakdown about a month ago. I kind of pulled back on that just a little bit, but because now they've had a little more time to prepare for this particular game here, and then the stuff I've been reading. But I don't hate that over 1.5 for Haynes King at all. He does have a high INT ratio to touchdowns. DJU's got a little bit better, but I expect both teams to find the end zone. And maybe we'll catch a middle. I know you're on the under, the bigger number. The totals move down. I'm just going a little bit, I wouldn't say contrarian, because I think bigger bets are on the over. The higher percentage tickets are on the under. So I'm going to follow the sharp money on that side of it. I'm just going to stick with the total here. And I will lean Florida State in the first half in single digits here too. So, but I'm getting to the window with a 54.5 over official.
There it is right there. I don't think you got anything else to say on this one, Wine Time. You add anything?
No,
What's
I'm
going
good.
on?
This line movement, though, that's crazy. You just posted that, boss. The over-under's down to a 54 now. Wow.
Yeah, I just looked at that. I'm on Bovada. So Bovada has some crazy lines sometimes, but they 54.5 with a 10 right now. So
I might have to middle out right now because, I mean, I got a 57. If it goes down to a 53 before game time, I'm going to take the over and just kind of middle myself out a little bit, honestly, because I think it's going to be in between that number. I think the spread-wise and the totals will be very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually when you're playing dogs and unders, you want to wait till till like the last minute, anyways. But this number's ticking down now, which is kind of scary. But for you, you're in good shape because you already got it in on the better number with the under, so you're sitting good.
Yeah. Can't really get lines on a lot of these other games other than the SMU and Nevada game. But the what is it, the Delaware and Hawaii game and also New Mexico game.
Yeah, New
Can't
Mexico.
really get lines on it right now, but let's go through them real quick,
Yeah.
man. For the people, big shout out to the chat and everybody who showed up. It's just a wonderful thing. Big Ragu has to agree 1,000% with me. And Wine Time's getting to know it. Like the love that we get online is incredible from where we started, right, Big Ragu?
Exactly,
To
man.
see this many people just pop up when we first cut it on, it was like 6 of us or something like that. But all is
Whether
us.
it's 6 or 6,000, we love
Yeah.
each and one of you guys, man. So
Exactly,
we
man.
love it.
And this is our second season going full flash boss in the sauce, and everybody is coming back, and I appreciate it. They probably come back for this guy Wine Time, man. Wine
Yeah, that's
Time
the real reason. Come on, man.
charms
We
them
know that.
all, man. He charms them all, and they all
We
show
love
up.
them.
You should see those numbers on those shows we did with Wine Time. Oh my God, they love them some Wine Time. The people do love Wine Time. But let's take a look at SMU, Nevada. This the number is old as hell now because it's all the way
Yeah.
up to 27 on this one. Yeah, 27 and a half with a 55 and a half right now. So this game right here, I'll open up this game. This game for me, it's SMU or nothing. Nevada is supposed to be the bottom of the barrel for the Mountain West, but I mean, the coach over there, the new coach Jeff Chooke, I'm gonna have to learn how to say the name, but his resume is impressive, and he's made a couple moves there. I mean, he could cover this game. I can't lie, but a lot of times my theory, especially early in the season in college football, is sometimes they put the line so high because they can't put it no higher. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember at the end of the day, the books are trying to drag us in on both sides. So I think I'm going to follow their lead, and line moves 3 points, you take it that way. So I like SMU minus the 27 and a half now, which is crazy. But I can't see no other way to go on this game. Not even on the total side, because with the new coach, Nevada could get a couple touchdowns in there. And but SMU got a lot of players coming back on their side, and they plan to go full blast over there. And everybody loves what's his Ray Rhett Lachey? How do you say that name? I forget that one sometimes.
Lachey, yeah.
Brett Lashley, right?
Lashley.
Brett
Lashley, yeah.
Lashley.
Everybody loves that guy, man.
Big
Great guy
fan.
right there. So everybody's probably gonna jump on SMU. It probably go up from 27 and a half. So if you want to jump on it, you might want to jump on it now. Y'all got anything on this one?
Yeah, I
What
mean,
you
I
got,
don't have
Juan?
anything. I don't have anything personally on this game, but boss, I remember I reached out to you last week talking about this game. I was like, wow, this is at a 27 and dropped all the way to 25 to a 24, back to a 27 and a half. You mentioned Rhett Lashley, one of the better offensive-minded coaches, I think, in college football, underrated wise. Kind of reminds me of a young Lane Kiffin, I guess you could say. I think this guy's going to probably be next up. I think he's going to be coaching at a high program next year at either a Big Ten or SEC. He's got the resume. He's built a good culture over there at SMU. I mean, he's got a lot of returners coming back there that were playing in the American last year, now playing in the ACC. Yeah, ACC. SMU's in the ACC now. Yeah. So, yep. So they've got a lot. They've got a lot of players that are ready to play. A lot of experienced guys that have been in the system for a good minute. I will say I like their over wins total. It's up to 8 now. When I originally wrote this down, it was 7.5, and it was extremely juiced, like minus 170. Didn't want to necessarily get there, so I did it. It's up to an 8 now. I think this team could possibly win 8 or 9 games. I'm not going to give a future out, but I'm high on this quarterback, Preston Stone. I think he's got the tools to be really good. He's experienced in this offense. He's got all of his wide receivers coming back. They've got a good offensive line. I expect SMU to blow these guys out of the water. I might, get a little degenerate later on and have to place it if it gets back to a 27, because I think these guys could blow them out of the water. Nothing on this game as of right now, though.
Yeah, I like SMU here. A lot of different ways. Not going to go crazy with them, but I think their offense this year, like you were saying, was lastly. This offense is actually better this year than it was last year, and they were pretty good last year. Now, when Sonny Dykes, rolled into town and jumped ship from TCU to SMU and stood there, for a little bit of a honeymoon, and then, when left SMU over to TCU, should I say, took the bus ride over to Dallas to cross town. He left a lot of key components in place, and was lastly coming in. He just kind of picked up where he left off. So, and they're going over to the SEC. This is a team that was, I think they were like 11. They went 11-3 last year, 8-5 to the number. 8-0 in conference, ran the table, 6-2 ATS. But this year, coming over to ACC, we're talking about the 12-team college playoff system. This is one of them bubble teams, guys. This team's going to make some noise in the ACC. I'm telling you, they're going to get acclimated. They'll get in there. The defense, we'll see what they do adjustment-wise. But right out of the gate, they're playing a real weakling in Nevada. Who was ranked like 127 last year. Right there with New Mexico. One of the bottom tier teams in the nation, offensively and defensively. So they got a pretty good opponent here. Then they take on Houston Baptist, BYU, and Texas Christian. Then they get in the fifth game of the season. They get into ACC play with FSU. So 8 wins is probably doable for them here, along with Stanford's the other team that comes in, and Cal from the Pac-12. So I like this team a lot here. I think they're going to score a ton of points. Now I like them in the first half with the first half number. Let's shop that real quick. If you can do that for me, I'd appreciate that. What we got on the first half number for I think it's like 14.5 is what I want to say. I think they get there. I think they put the foot on the gas early. I was looking at the team total for the second half was 17.5.
It's up to a 16.5 now.
What is it? It's up to 16.5 in the first half.
Wow.
I'm telling you, it's flying. So, wow. But I think here's my outcome for the game with as far as the total goes and the scoring for SMU. They're going to be one of them bubble teams. Like I said, they want to impress, and they want to impress early coming into the ACC. So I think they're going to want to put their foot on the gas early and late. So I would look to I wouldn't lay more than a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, and a field goal. 16.5. I would say that's still doable for them here. So I would lay that in the first half, and then the team total in the second half is sitting like at 17.5. I think they do that too. I think, this is one of them games where you think, okay, they're going to get on the lead early to take their feet off the gas, but I think they're full throttle here. I think they score well into the 50-point range themselves in this particular spot here. So I know they'll definitely eclipse, 6 touchdowns, 42 to 49 points, but they may hit 50 themselves. So I like them to lay the number in the first half, and I like the team total over 17 points in the second half.
Nice team total over in the second half. So you think they're gonna close it out, firing it up? No crampage and all that tightening up at the end. What's the weather like out there? Oh, it's in Nevada. Oh man, I don't know. Make sure they use their Gatorade, not their haterade.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving. Next one right here, Montana State, New Mexico State. I mean, this is an interesting game right here. 13 points to a minus FSC is a record setting, right? We never had a FCS team minus 13 on the FBS team right here. So, I mean, as a sports bettor for years, I mean, you got to go Montana State. I mean, the book is trying to tell you something right here. So if you can't pick up that message, then something wrong. But I mean, Bronco Mendenhall, if you respect good coaching, coming back to the league. I mean, who did we see this with? I can't think of his name. I think it was the old coach at Louisiana, BigRagoo.
What are you talking about? Which team?
Remember the old guy that coached for a couple years? We used to on the preview. I used to always talk about that guy, and then
Who, Napier?
No, not Napier. It was the old guy. I can't think of his name. He's not around no more. But anyways, when you got a guy that exited the business and came back after a while, a lot of stuff could go on right there.
So Terry Bowden?
No, it wasn't Bowden.
Louisiana Tech?
No, it was the coach that coached at Louisiana. I don't know. I'm gonna bring it up later. I'm gonna go pick it. We got enough. We got enough preseason shows back in the day. It's in there somewhere for sure. But yeah, this you got to go with the book in this one. But then Bronco Mendenhall, you don't know, man. What he's gonna do there. I mean, New Mexico showed some flashes last year that they could play. They always been able to play a little bit. It's just like they can't I don't know what's something in the water or something. They can't go full circle over there since Rocky Long. So
Yeah.
they're hoping, to bring an old guy because Rocky Long was an old guy too. And I'm not bashing the old guys, but they wise. They can do some things though. So he could hold them off right here and make them respect his class of players and playing. So if I would bet the game, I definitely take Montana State. Though I'm gonna side with the books.
Oh, wow.
And if
Interesting.
I get beat by New Mexico, then I learned something about New Mexico this week. Basically, you know what I'm saying? I'll
Well,
make
hey,
that money back.
that's your conference, right? The Mountain West, where you do it the best. So
Yeah.
I gotta take respect for you there. But I'm gonna disagree with you here. And just on the coaching standpoint alone, I know we know Montana is a top-notch FCF school, but come on, man, you're talking about FBS as bad as New Mexico has been, awful. And here's going to be the point with New Mexico. Like, you're going to see guys when they get their 1 or 2 quality star players that they get. I know they're going to be looking at a lot of 2 and 3 star players going there, but when they get the occasional 4 guy, or maybe lean 5, if that's the case, which probably not most times, but they're not going to be there long. They're going to hit that portal. As soon as they get wind, they're gone. So that's the grind that Mendenhall is going to be. But if you look at their win totals for the season, most of the books have got them sitting at 2.5. There is a 1.5 that's juiced to minus 240, right, on the season win total. And if you look at one game that they're going to win, one game, you look at their schedule the rest of the way. This is it. If they get one win, this is going to be the game. And the books have got them sitting at 2.5. So I'm reading into that a little bit. So I'm going to say, you know what? Give me the 12.5, and I'm taking a half a unit on the home dog here. If they lose, you won't see me talk about them the rest of the season. But if they win this game, then the books are going to start getting nervous a little bit. But it's only, like I say, most of the books have got them sitting like 2.5, but I think Caesars has got it like 1.5 at minus 240, which is crazy. But I would never lay that on New Mexico. But today, I'm going to take the 12.5 in New Mexico for a half a unit.
I like it. Yeah. I like that. I like that. A little sprinkle. Got to do that right there. You touching this game right here, Wine Time?
No, originally I was on the Montana State 11.5. I liked it. It's up to a 13 now. I don't know too much about this, though. I know Montana State is bringing in a lot of seniors. They have their quarterback, Tommy Mello, who's a 4-year starter over there. Been with the program a lot, leads the program in pretty much every category. He had 11 rushing. I think he had 11 100-yard rushing games last season. He's definitely a runner. I don't got to play on this one for you guys, though. I like your guys' breakdowns on this one. I can't disagree with the Ragoo on this one because he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. So I'm not going to take the Montana State side in this. I'm just going to stay away.
And to DJ's point, Mendenhall was an ex-BYU coach for a while, right? He left and went to Virginia. He's been out of the game for a while since like 21, but he's had a little time to kind of work with these kids and maybe kind of put his mentality, his spin on things, like DJ says, since Rocky Long has been gone. They've still been trying to figure out things over there. But you know what? Maybe today's the day where they chalk up that W and then maybe get a little, I wouldn't call it too much positive momentum, but kind of feel like what it's like to win in the locker room again for that squad. So come on, Lobos, let's get the job done today.
Let's go. I like it, man. I hope the books get a little generous and open those games up later on. I'd be happy to put a sprinkle with you though, Big Ragoo. But yeah, I wouldn't look too far into the game. I just read it from the gambling point of view. But yeah,
Same here.
you got a good look right there. But last but not least, right here, this is a very interesting game right here, man. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know the updated news on this one, but Delaware State flight got so messed up that basically the team flew out. It's broken in parts and missed the whole day. So they're going to be all behind. They were like one of the worst teams of where they are, and they're going. Think about how many miles they're going from Delaware to Hawaii. Who knows if they have layovers or whatever. And then on the Hawaii side, we got Timmy Chan back here. Remember, Timmy Chan was the quarterback in the days of Hawaii when they ran the scoreboard up. So he likes to score. He's offensive heavy. So the 39 doesn't look crazy. To the point that Big Ragoo said, same with New Mexico. this is probably the best opportunity for the year on Hawaii's schedule to take advantage and actually blow somebody out and have one of those good Hawaii times over there.
Yep.
So I don't know, but where I find my spots with stuff like this is could be the under because I'm not expecting Delaware State to score a single point. So it's just going to be between Hawaii and how high they want to run it up. So I lean under in this one. You know, if I get a little degenerate and shaky at night, follow me on Twitter. I'll let y'all know if I did it or not. But I'm liking the under, and I'm not opposed to taking Hawaii either. Like I said, sometimes they put the number so high because they can't put it no higher, you know. And at 39 and 40 points, you're gonna bring a lot of novice guys to college football to say, man, that's a lot of points, man.
Yeah, no
That's X
doubt.
amount of touchdowns, man. I never do that. Oh yeah, and we didn't seen it, especially with teams like Ohio State. Let them put a 50 up for Ohio
Georgia.
State, and I bet you they'll cover that 50.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't do that for no reason. So if I would take a side, I'd definitely take Hawaii minus the points. But I think the sweet spot might be the under.
Yeah, when I looked at games like this, I always looked at the dog, with the big spreads, and they had like a real low team total. Like you're looking at Delaware State, you're looking at like most books got them hanging like 7.5 juice to the under heavy and over. They're going to reward you, but you know what they're thinking. They might shut them out and they get that late, give me score at the end of the game. So the book
Hmm.
still beat you with that hook. You know what I mean? But then you got like FanDuel, which I can't stand, or DraftKings, I'm sorry, 6.5 juiced heavily to the over. So I mean, why even make a bet like that? Like I like your look, DJ. I like the fact that what is it, 52 and a half, 53? We're looking
Yeah.
at 53 and a half now. Maybe Hawaii knows they got the game in control, and they know they're not winning no national championship anytime soon. And maybe they, have a couple of mai tais with the kids. The two teams get together after the game, have a couple cocktails, and do a couple hula dances. It says, here's for the flight home back to Delaware. And it's a long
Yeah.
flight, so
Yeah.
we're not going to beat you up too bad, but we'll beat you 39-0 or 39-7, something like that. But not 50, not 52 to nothing, something like that. But just,
Yeah.
I agree with you. That's probably the right look is the under here, full game.
Yeah. You got anything on this one, Wine Time?
Yeah, I was actually leaning the Hawaii side minus all the points. Like you said, this is their chance to really blow a team out of the water. Delaware State, I believe they had 3 stops on their way to Hawaii after the cancellation of the flights. Just a nightmare. No one wants to be in an airport. No one wants to be in a plane for that long. It's frustrating. And when they get to the beautiful Hawaii after coming from Delaware, I think it's going to be in their heads a little bit. They're going to be in paradise. Hawaii is a beautiful place, being on the island. These guys are coming from Delaware. It's a lot different. With that being said, Braden Shager, too. You look at this quarterback, 4-year starter over at Hawaii, coming from state of Texas, played for a pretty major program in Texas, I believe. But this guy's been throwing for a lot of yards every single year for Hawaii. I think this guy's going to run it up on these guys. Whenever his props come out for today, I might look over his passing yards. I think he's going to have a pretty big game, throws for a lot of yards. And, they got a big game against UCLA next week. I think they're going to blow these guys out of the water, but I think they're looking a little more towards that game in a way. But I definitely lean the Hawaii side. I don't know if Delaware is going to score. I couldn't tell you one thing about this Delaware team, guys. So I'm not going to give out a play in this one, but I lean the Hawaii side for sure.
I got one last look for y'all though, and Big Rag knew he knows about these looks. So when you play these out of conference games, the home team that's hosting pays for the visiting team to come play them. If some of y'all didn't know that. So Hawaii choosing to have Delaware State come play them, they probably took lowest. It has to be like a low ball deal or something for them to grab somebody from so far, considering travel. I don't know what specifications the contract have, but who pays what. But traditionally, the home team forks over money. That's why you'll see a small school invite a big school, expecting to get that kind of attention. Now here you got a team like Hawaii inviting this very small bass school, probably just because they want to whoop they, you know. So I expect to win for sure over in that category for the fact that they wouldn't be bringing them all these miles over here. But technically, if I was at Delaware State, from the moment of knowing I had this game as a 19, 20-year-old, I'm gonna be like, this is a vacation, bro. We're going on a team vacation. This is a retreat. I'm not even worried about football. I'm on Tinder trying to find me a couple island girls to meet me when I get out there. I mean, I'm cutting up if I'm a player right here. They treat those players good. They feed them good, put them in nice places. It's gonna be a nice trip for them. They could take that whooping and all have a hug and a pineapple drink after. But yeah, that's just another way to look at it.
For
Anybody
sure.
got anything else before we jump up out of here?
Yeah, you talk about the travel delays. Keep in mind going forward, that's a good cap and angle now because you're gonna have that a lot happen with the Big Ten and the Pac-12. So be mindful of those travel logs and stuff. If you guys have ways to start breaking those things down, that's a key component of handicapping. But I mean, the first game of
Yeah.
the season, you figure, hey, you got plenty of time to get there. But shame on them for not taking an earlier vacation on Delaware State. So good for the Hawaii boys.
It probably was in the contract. They're like, we're not housing y'all for more than a day and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But let's get on up out of here, man. Thanks to all 80,000 people that came in and came and hang out with us, especially to our chat. Ricky Bobby, Sean Fisher, names we never heard. We really appreciate y'all come over here. My man
Absolutely,
Gravy
guys.
Betts in the house, Nasty Nate, Skylar Vales, Dabby Cab, Mills, more Justin, all kinds of people over here. And I'm probably gonna go watch some of this game for a little while. And if I
Oh
do
yeah.
hop over with Dabby and them later on, it's gonna be after my first half bet to see what goes on with that one. But I know my guy Weinstein, you headed over there with Dabby Cab for the live show, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go there after this for a couple hours. I'm not sure if I'll be there the whole game, but probably for most of it.
Yep. And BigRagoo, man, he's gonna go hop on his yacht and go cruise around
Oh
Florida.
yeah. Yeah, they wanted me to go over there, but I said no way in the world. I said I've been having a lot of, not being apologetic for family stuff and everything, but we all got stuff that happens. But we're going to be here for football season, all things season long, and we're going to reunite with a lot of our close friends and our football family, our gambling family, our capping family that we're so blessed to have. So we want to thank everybody for coming out and looking for a long season, long profitable season with you guys.
Yeah, and y'all know BigRagoo year in and year out. Week 0, he doesn't try to get too cute. You know what I'm saying? Now come back and see him next week. He'll be fired up. So
Yeah.
come
I'm
check
fired
us
up
out.
today a little bit. Actually, I'm starting to, my blood's starting to boil just a little bit now, fella.
Well, let's get off to here so we can go watch our first game right here, man. And once again, thanks for everybody that's showing up. Make sure you check us out on Thursdays, on Thirsty Thursdays. It's a live show we got going on. You'll see it in the outro, but we'll be over there live with some of our. We got some Thursday games, some of our weekday picks, and we'll see y'all again right here on Saturday. We out.
Let's go.